All right, hi there. In this video, I want to start to talk about the method of maximum likelihood in order to estimate a logistic regression. But the first thing I need to talk about is the function dnorm in R, because that's going to be really useful. It is the probability density function of the normal distribution. So I'm going to say in RStudio, file, new file, RScript, just to have a little scratch pad. And I'm going to start with, this is going to be about dnorm. You can read about dnorm, the help docs, by saying $dnorm. I'll say command return on a Mac to run that piece of code. Drops it down into the console, and you can read the help docs. I want to say library tidy first because I want to visualize this PDF with I'll just initiate a blank ggplot. Say stat function because I want to draw I want to use dnorm to draw the probability density function for the normal distribution. I'll say fun equals dnorm and just run that. Let's see what happens. Great. So that's starting to show me the normal distribution. The problem is the x limits are a little bit off from what maybe I expected. So x lim, I'll just say 0 to negative 5 to 5. There we go. That looks a little bit more like what I expected. And so this shows you the probability density function for the normal distribution. Normal distribution centered around 0. And then as you get further from 0, there's a smaller probability that x will be in that range. Remember that if x is a continuous RV, then the probability that x is any value, so x is 0 or 0.5 or anything, is going to be 0. But you can calculate the probability that x will be between any specific values. So the probability that x is between 0 and 0.5, for example, is non-zero. And you can calculate this by finding the area from, or I'll say under the PDF, under this curve between x equals 0 and x equals 0.5. I was using capital X. Sure. And let's visualize that with another stat function. I'll still use dnorm because I still want it to follow this, but I'll say geom equals area. And I'll also use an xlim here for x to go only between 0 and 0.5. And I want it to be, I'll highlight it with red. So I'll say fill equals red. And let's see what happens there. There we go. So if you calculate this area, that'll be the probability that if x is continuous and if x follows the normal distribution, that x falls between 0 and 0.5. And then we can adjust this x, negative 5 to 5, and so that'll show us the entire area under the PDF will be equal to 1. And that's what's highlighted here. So again, just to reiterate, dnorm shows us the PDF of the normal distribution. You can visualize it using a ggplot just like this, and then the area under the curve between x going from whatever to whatever shows you the probability that x will fall between those two, inside that interval.